Hello everyone, my name is Anthony Hind. I'm a CBT Nugget Learner Community Mentor for two courses, currently the ICND1 for Cisco certification and the JNCIA for Juniper certification. For this help video, I want to demonstrate how and what are the best methods for us to get certified in JNCIA. So first of all, I'd like to take us over to the Juniper.net website. I'd like to focus our attention up on the navigation bar to training and certification. This brings us to the page which it overviews all of the possible routes and paths that you could take when studying for your Juniper certification. I'd like to say this is a very exciting content and topic for me, and when I first started out in my Juniper journey, I didn't find it entirely obvious what we needed to do, what I needed to study, and I'm hoping I can bring that all together for you in this demonstration video. So where would I go from here? Our relevant exam is the JNCIA JUNOS exam. If we think of the ICND1 Cisco exam, it's the feeder exam for all of the paths, whether you choose cloud, enterprise, service provider. You would need to have the JNCIA JUNOS exam covered. Okay, so scrolling down, we have no prerequisites, which is a good thing. We would need to know the exam code JN0-102. This will be required for when we are setting up our account with Pearson VUE. We would need to register for a Juniper specific Pearson VUE account. We would need to know the exam code for registration. Now, one thing that I am absolutely bursting with excitement over is with Juniper we can take our certification exams from home. We can take them from the bedroom, we can take it from the living room, we can take it from our office, we can take it from our workplace. Basically, when you are ready to book your exam, just keep your eye out on the Pearson VUE website for those options. And obviously we do have the ability to go to a test center. So what would we expect? We would have a 90-minute exam. We have an introduction to the exam once you're on site or at home. You have various help and informational tutorials to cover. There will be 65 multiple choice questions. It's a pass-fail, and you do find out straight away. JUNOS software release will be 15.1 for any of us that wanted to know a specific software version to look into. So just moving on, what would I concentrate on next? I think your next protocol would have to be the exam objectives. This is our Bible, this is our blueprint, this is where we need to be at. So let's say if we take the network fundamentals as an example, we hit the heading and we get highlighted a load of bullet points. We can see collision domains, optical network fundamentals, longest match routing, subnetting and supernetting. So what would we do with this information? Myself personally, I would suggest copying it over into OneNote or copying it into an Excel spreadsheet of some sort. As you study, you can mark off each topic as complete, you could mark off each section complete, you could mark off when and date and times you completed or you want to complete it by. You can set yourself plans and you can set targets for yourself. That is just from my personal point of view. One thing, as I said before, I've found was it wasn't entirely obvious what I needed to do to gain my Juniper certification. For example, what did I need to study? what resources were available. I'm hoping we can iron out some of these issues right here, right now. So first of all, by visiting juniper.net, we can grab hold of these objectives, and then we can actually see at the bottom of the page we have recommended training. This is Juniper's instructor led, and basically they do offer courses on demand or instructor led, so you would actually visit a site and you would be there for 3 or 5 days. We do have additional resources, and this is where I'd love to go into next, which is the Juniper JNCIA account. Quickest and easiest way I find is back to our training. Juniper Open Learning is the selection we want. This is absolutely fantastic. Here we have a community, we have courses available, we have Jumpstart. This is live webinars where we can book a place, we can join in, we can listen in, we can cover a vast amount of information. For this informational video, I just want to concentrate on juniperjnius.net. Simply jump over to Juniper JNCIA. This is automatically logged in as I have an account already. You would need to create an account. I'd love to quickly just highlight how easy it is to browse. So our certification path, we have the JNCIA Juniper account page. Here we go, loaded up. You can see we have some demo content. This is subscription based, but what I would suggest for now is if you concentrate on the free material. As you can see, we have a number of video nuggets available. We have videos on the CLI shortcuts, Junos basics, routing instances, factory defaulting a Junos device. An absolutely fantastic video. We've got, my favorite area is the 2 exams, which you can see here and here. And if I just quickly click into practice test 1, what do you notice? We have 65 questions. If we start over, and here we go, we have an exam, a practice exam. My suggestions would be, if you're brand new to networking, I would cover the CBT Nugget video series first, along with the 2 Juniper PDFs. I would then concentrate on maybe taking a practice exam, see where you're up to regarding the score you achieve, and then you can focus all your attention on the areas where you specifically are lacking. And if you have come from a networking background, you may find the fundamentals are pretty easy for you to understand. You may just need to concentrate on the Juniper specific content. This is where you would make most benefit from the Juniper JNCIA account. As I said, we've got practice tests, we've got routing videos, we've got MPLS books, day 1 books. We've got a vast array of information on this Juniper JNCIA website. Seriously, bookmark this webpage and enjoy having a deep dive into all this content. If you're serious about Juniper, you would want to cover the 2 PDFs, the CBT Nugget series, and the Juniper JNCIA exams, as well as the extra content we've just talked about. And then if you have GNS3, I would love to show you my current setup with GNS3. So we'll just jump over to GNS3, and as you can see, I have a routing instance connected up to another routing instance. We've got R1 and R2. I have created some basic usernames and accounts. So I just wanted to show you what you'd expect when you log in incorrectly. We have a basic incorrect login, so we just get the correct username, My password is just Juniper with a capital J, and we're in. This takes us to our percent sign. You may notice straight away, if I was to try and run some show commands, we have no match. Now, this actually caught me out for quite a while. I couldn't figure out how I was supposed to do show commands, or how I was to configure my equipment. How was I to set a username, a host name, a password. Basically, you need to type CLI. This takes us into the Junos CLI. Now if we do show question mark, you can see we have more relevant information, like show configuration, for example. Here's our configuration. As you can see, I have configured a host name and a password. This just gives us the ability to commit changes. One thing we need to know about Juniper is edit mode. When making configuration edit, you could do something like set system host name, and let's just change it to router 1. Now if you pay close attention to the output, we see we still have R1. At first I was a little bit confused, because I did come from a Cisco background, and I assumed the configuration would update automatically like running configuration does. Unfortunately it doesn't, but I say unfortunately. This is, I find, very useful, because we can do a lot. We have commit. If we do commit question mark, we can do a number of different things. We can commit and quit. This would basically commit our configuration and take us all the way back to our the beginning of our iOS, like I showed you previously. We can commit configurations at, so that would be at a specific time. We could commit a configuration to happen at, say, 3 o'clock in the morning, when we know our users are not logged in case we have just a change or a maintenance window. One of my favorite commands is the commit check. This actually checks our configuration against the specific methods and ways a device should be configured, and as you can see, my configuration check succeeds. So I could do a commit, and I'm using spacebar to finish the commands. We can also use the tab key. That tab key will bring up the command like so, and quit. And there you go. You can see it's took us all the way back to our, let's say, our privileged user login mode, where we would run all of our show commands, and you can see our host name has changed. Here we could do show interfaces. I'll just show you, we have a number of virtual, logical and physical interfaces available. This is something that I would love to go into more depth with yourself eventually. We could do something like show log messages. Sometimes it doesn't like certain commands. Different iOS's are different, so let's try show log. Here you can see we've got a log of root account level logs, files and host names, and configuration files. We could do some more show commands. We could do a show configuration, pipe match host name or host, and it picks up host name. The match literally is very specific match. So as you could see, I typed host n first. It didn't like that command, so I just took the n away. I could do show configuration and just pipe match h. It pulls everything related with the letter H in our configuration. That is for you to decide how you want to play with that. Match is a fantastic feature. Again, going back to Cisco, it's similar to the include or the section that you can use. And yeah, as I say, we can go into edit mode, we can move around really quite easily. We can do things like edit interface EM0, and as you can see here, we are actually underneath the interface specifically. So if we hit a question mark there, we would get different commands available from the commands that were available in the previous when I configured the host name. So you can do interface level commands, or you can do global level commands. Again, I would really suggest getting yourself set up with the Junos Olive image within GNS3. I will be doing some more informational videos on how to get this all set up. Basically, that is it for this video. I'll just bring up my profile for you guys again. So as I said, that is how we will get JNCIA certified. If you would like any help from myself preparing for the Junos exam, please reach out to me on the Slack community. You can email me, you can text me, you can Skype me. All my details are available on the screen now. I'd love to say thank you for watching my first video on earning the JNCIA certification. I'm Anthony Hind, and goodbye for now.